Hi, welcome. This is Heather Curtis, Magical Life Mentor. If you are on my podcast, then you are listening to me through being your own hero. Welcome to you as well. And you can find me on YouTube under Heather Curtis, your Magical Life. It's Heather Curtis, Magical Life Mentor. Go there and subscribe. You can see these videos on a regular basis. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram. Just look up Magical Life Mentor and you will find me. So welcome. This channel is all about you producing breakthroughs and breaking down barriers that you're creating yourself and not having negative self-talk anymore and not being afraid. So I am super thrilled you're here. Now, I promised that I would talk about your inner dialogue. And so today I'm going to talk about that. One of the things that you may hear a lot if you do self-help like seminars, or if you're reading self-help books, or if you look up mindset stuff, you'll probably know this term. And the term is your focus determines your reality. Now, what does that mean? Your focus determines your reality. Does that mean that if you focus on hearts all day, that your reality is going to be that you just are full of heart, there's hearts everywhere? Not necessarily. That's not necessarily what it means. So when you are focusing on one thing, that determines what your reality is. So some of you know that I have been finally working through getting my NLP coaching certification. I've been studying NLP kind of unknowingly. I didn't realize that the stuff that I had been studying for about 20 years was actually, you can label it as NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming. And so in my course, it kind of reminded me of the fact of this saying that a lot of, gurus or people will say. And so I want to talk about it and kind of explain what this means. What you focus on determines your reality in a more scientific way. So your mind is taking in 2 million bits or more per second every single day. Your mind brings that much in. Okay? So that's the first thing. Everything that you're experiencing, everything you're hearing, touching, feeling, smelling, seeing, it all is getting recorded as data into your mind, in your brain. So you have your conscious mind and your you have your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. I almost said unconscious, but that's not what I meant. So you have so much information coming in for your brain to be able to handle it, for your personality, your psyche, to be able to handle it. What happens is your brain will start to delete and distort certain pieces of information. Okay, so why does this have to do with focusing on your reality? I'm going to tell you in a minute. So if you're going into a restaurant, imagine going into a restaurant and you can hear, and there's 20 or 30 people in there all having conversations. Imagine being able to hear and comprehend every single conversation happening at the same time. Would that make you a little bit crazy? How could you focus on the conversation you were having, right? Well, in reality, our brains are picking all of that up. When we walk into a room, we're noticing everything. Everything is being recorded. So in order to keep you sane, your brain will delete some information or distort some information for you that doesn't necessarily prove to be relevant for you. So when you walk into a restaurant, your brain is taking in all of the stuff that's going on, but you can focus on your family or your friends or what you're telling the maitre d', or the name that you're putting your reservation under. Okay? So there's all of that as a background to focusing on what you focus on. When you're doing this, you're recording all of this information on a regular basis. You are noticing, or you are going throughout your day focusing on certain things. And what you focus on is what you're telling your subconscious is what is important to you. So for example, if you're somebody who wants to make more money, okay? You want to make more money. and you really are working on it and you're working really hard. You're starting a business or you're doing something to make more sales or you're improving yourself in some way. But the way that you talk and think about it is you don't want to make less than last year, or you don't want to make, you could say, I don't want to make $30,000 anymore. I want to make 50,000. Or but instead you're going around saying, I don't want to make $20 an hour. I don't want to make $12 an hour. I don't want to make $9 an hour. I don't want to make $30,000 a year. I don't want to be in this shack of a house anymore. I don't want to have to go shopping at Goodwill for my clothes. I don't want this. I don't want that. I don't want this. Okay? Now, if you're somebody, and a lot of people do this, so if you are one of these people, you are not alone. A lot of people will speak in negatives. So one of the things that I did as a parent with my kids was I never told them what I didn't want them to do. Because if your kid throws a ball across the street and you don't want them to run out to the street, the worst thing you can say is don't run out to the street. Because that negative sentence in your subconscious mind, your subconscious does not process negatives. It only listens to you and records you and figures out what you want based on what you're telling it. So when you say things like, I don't want $30,000, or if I tell my kid, don't run across the street, don't run out into the street, all they hear is run out into the street. The negative piece of it, the don't, doesn't even exist. It doesn't exist in your subconscious mind. So what I focus on is what I want. And what I focus on with my kids is what I want them to do. Stay in the yard. Stay right here. Wait. Right? So that's a much more powerful way to say it, because now, stay. Your kid throws the ball out in the street and you can say, stay, stop. Wait right here. Stay in the yard. So all of those things are easy directions to follow, and it's easy for your subconscious mind to follow. So bringing all of this together, all right? So you have your conscious mind that's going into the restaurant and you're noticing some things. You're talking to the person saying, what's your reservation under, right? That's your conscious mind. Your subconscious mind is taking everything else in. It's taking all of the sounds, all of the feelings, all the people around you. It's recording all that information for you. But right now you're focused on the maitre d'. You're focused on saying, I have this reservation. That is your reality at the time, right? Now, when your conscious mind is telling your subconscious mind something, like giving it a direction, it's like you have, I've heard it say like this: your conscious mind is the captain of your ship, and your subconscious mind are your workers. Those are your pirates, right? I have a pirate right here. Your little pirates, okay? I love blingy stuff, and I love that guy. Anyway, I digress. Your subconscious mind are your little pirate workers, and they want to do what the captain says, and the captain is your conscious mind. So when you're consciously running around saying, I don't want this, I don't want $30,000 a year, I don't want to live in this house, I don't want these clothes, I don't want to be overweight, I don't want to go run out in the street. Your subconscious level, at the subconscious level, it's listening to that as you're saying, I want $30,000. I want to be overweight. I want to go run out in the street. I want to wear these clothes. Because the don't part of it, the negative part of the statement that you're making, cannot be processed by your subconscious mind. So whenever people come to me for mentoring or guidance or coaching, whenever somebody goes to a psychiatrist or a therapist, it's the reason why you're having issues in your life, the reason why you're stuck, is because your conscious mind and your subconscious mind are at odds. And a big reason that happens is because you're saying things that conflict with what you actually want. So let's bring it all together. When you focus on what you truly desire, that becomes your reality. So, if you've ever read The Secret or watched the movie The Secret, there's a story about a guy who was having a lot of problems in his life, and he just kept focusing on the problems. And a little tweak of, okay, take all of the language that you're using and turn it into the positive and just focus on the positive stuff. That guy's life turned around, and it's because the conscious mind and the subconscious mind became friends, and he focused on the things he wanted. So your focus determines your reality? Absolutely. So if you want a raise in your workplace, here's what you need to start saying and thinking 100% of the time. If you want a raise, here's what you say and think to yourself. You say, I'm getting that raise. I'm getting a 5% increase in my pay rate and my pay. I'm getting a raise. I'm getting a raise today. I'm getting a raise. And start focusing on that. If you're wanting to create a certain amount number, I used to do this in my sales job, okay? I used to have a calendar. I actually have it right here. Let me get it. I have a calendar. This was my calendar in my sales days. I love calendars, so I have a bunch of them in my bookshelf. But I would put in my calendar on the day that I wanted to make a certain number of sales, I would put that in my page. And I would have I would set the intention of the day. And let me see if I have an example. I don't think I have, I can't find it and I can't see because I don't have my glasses on. But you put it on your calendar. Let's see. I would put, I'm making 3 sales today. Or I would put, I am producing $10,000 in sales today, right? And I started to notice this trend where when I would put that in my calendar versus when I didn't. I'm going to tell you right now, I think I took them all out. Anyway, I just would write stuff in my calendar. But on the days that I would write my intention, I had a lot more sales that day. My focus of making this number of sales changed the way that I behaved in my environment. I focused on it. And so if you want to lose weight, then what you need to be saying to yourself and out loud is, I'm losing weight. I'm losing weight. I'm losing weight. I feel great. I'm losing weight. I'm losing weight. I'm losing weight. I choose healthy things to eat. I only eat vegetables, or whatever the change that you want to make. But here's the key. You can't just go around and say, okay, I'm getting a raise, I'm getting a raise, I'm getting a raise, and then don't change your behavior. So you're getting your conscious mind and your subconscious mind in line with each other, and then you start being in action to make sure that what you really want happens. So if you want to raise, look for ways to get better. Look for ways to have your boss notice you. But constantly tell yourself you're getting a raise. Don't put any negatives in there in your speech, because your subconscious mind doesn't process negative speech. Okay? So that's what your focus determines your reality actually means, broken down in a scientific way. Hopefully I didn't ramble too much. It was kind of a big subject that I did not write it out. Normally I have notes and I have it all written out and I'm super polished, but this was something that came up for me, and so I said I got to do that video right now. So have a magical day. I do wish you all the magical days your heart desires, and please do share this video with your friends. Do not keep me a secret, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and I will see you soon.